Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Game Changer. You see, we got all the fellas here, man. So let's just get into it.
Fans got their feelings hurt because I said Steph Curry's career compared to the other three guys in this post is unmatched. All I did was point out the fact that Steph Curry didn't have to jump from team to team and build a super team in the process to win championships. Bron James fans did not like that, and they insinuated that the Cleveland Cavaliers did a very bad job of building a team around LeBron, and that's why he was forced to leave the first time. They're really not going to like me now because in 2009, that Cleveland Cavaliers franchise built a team around LeBron would give them the best record in the league at 66-16. LeBron James fans have this weird thing where they like to say one man can't do it by himself, but apparently, according to them, he was a one-man show. He was good enough to win 66 games by himself, only to get to the conference finals and lose to the 3-seed Magic. Rashad Lewis and Dwight Howard. I'm old enough to remember that Nike spent all year with these commercials of LeBron James and Kobe Bryant as puppets because they thought the Lakers and the Cavaliers were going to meet in the finals that year. We were all robbed of that great moment because LeBron James lost to the Magic in the conference final. What happened in 2010? LeBron James, again, the one seed in the East. Remember, to LeBron fans, he does all of this by himself. Good enough to win 61 games in the regular season, but got to the second round and lost to the 4th-seeded Celtics. Yeah, the Cleveland Cavaliers franchise did him a disservice. What a terrible team to win 61 games, but you can't get past the second round. LeBron James had high expectations in 2008, 2009, and 2010. He didn't meet the expectations, and it forced him to take his talents to South Beach. For him, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, a super team, would have a celebration/parade before they even played a game together, and they were going to lose to the Dallas Mavericks, a team they probably had no business losing to.
All right, fella, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it.
He put out some common points.
I mean, you never hear anybody ever bring up LeBron's records at that time.
But him having a good record, that's not a downside to me. Those teams didn't do that without him, so I can't say like, oh, they built a team around him. That's what gave him that record. No,
at that time, and on that team, they were bringing in like a lot of old players. I remember they brought in Shaq and like Anton Jameson. It's not like they were bringing in like some young core.
The best player they brought in was Antoine Jameson.
But he wasn't. Anton Jameson, he was done at that time.
Respectfully, he was an all-star.
I mean, yeah, Shaq was too, but at that time they were both done though.
But
it's not like he got.
Why everybody did credit Mo Williams like he wasn't putting up numbers for the Cavaliers though?
I mean, LeBron James made him.
But I mean, the key point
he was in the league before
the
LeBron James. He wasn't doing nothing in Utah.
The key point
and he didn't do nothing after LeBron left.
The key point is,
but he was putting up numbers with LeBron.
I mean, what you consider numbers? Yeah, he went to an All-Star game, but it's not like Mo Williams. Like he was replaceable. They could have found another Mo Williams. Another Mo Williams. He was replaceable.
Yeah, I think the key point.
I guess these legacy debates are tricky. You know what I'm saying? My bad. No, go ahead.
No, I think the key point is just the records, though. Like he wasn't going off of who they had or none of that. It was the record at the time. What seed did they come in as in those years? And shit, they was hooping. It wasn't like they was some bums. People try to make it like they was just a bum. They were just bum squads instead of just saying Bron couldn't get it done with the team that he had. It's as simple as that. It ain't.
Oh no, they ain't gonna say that. They ain't gonna word that like that. You talking about LeBron James? They would never word that like that.
Just like Kobe couldn't get it done with the teams he had at certain points in his career. I mean, Karl Malone couldn't get it done if that's the case. Charles Barkley couldn't get it done. Yes, that happens. But he went somewhere else and got it done. I don't see because I don't. I think LeBron was the first guy to do it in such a big way that he get a lot of flack for it. But as a businessman, man, get the fuck out of Cleveland, bro. Hell yeah, I would have stayed. I would.
But then again, like I said, the argument.
But that crazy you say LeBron one of the first one to do it. But how is that? When AI took the 76 to the final with nothing.
Oh
Like
no,
I
I
said-
mean he was the first one to leave town in such a big way.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. He started that. Now
Well,
you
he
give him
did
that. He started that.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, way back when, forced his way out of Milwaukee. So it ain't a new concept. Other players then forced their way out of other places too.
Did Bron
Oh,
force
wait,
his
that's
way out? Was he a free agent? He didn't force
Yeah,
his
Yeah,
way
he was
out.
free agent. He was a free agent. He was a free agent.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say,
he's a free agent.
I'm just gonna say that really wasn't a thing back then though. That really wasn't a thing back then. People played with whoever they were drafted to, and people played on that team with honor, and that's just what it was.
I don't think LeBron James ever
Alright,
been
so
traded.
if
I
that
think
the
he
case,
just
why
went when his contract was up. I don't
Man,
think he
why
ever
AI
been traded.
Yeah, he always went as a free agent. He never
Yeah,
been
I don't think he
traded.
ever been
He
traded.
never been traded. So he
why
always.
didn't he
So
say
it's not
that?
that he forced his way out.
He
No,
paid,
but
he
he
do
wasn't
his
teamed up
he
with
do his
with
contract and then he either
players in his
resign or go
prime.
somewhere else.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that sounds like some slave shit. You saying that he bound to this team because he was drafted there? That don't mean shit, man. These billionaires ain't married to you.
No, I ain't putting it like that. But I'm just
Come on,
saying.
blow your ACL.
But I'm just saying, people had honor back then. You were playing with that team.
But let's be real.
People were not trading teams like that back then, right? You were riding and dying by how you were living.
The argument is if Steph Curry.
If that's the case, hey, I should have
teams.
been left the 76ers when he seen this wasn't gonna work. He should have been left the 76ers. Went teamed over Kobe Bryant or went teamed over somebody like that. If that's the case, but that ain't happened. He rolled it out. He rolled it out.
Man, get the hell out of here.
And the argument is
I mean, he do got a point though. He do got a point.
If that were going, hey, so let's be honest. If that were going on back then, wouldn't more players have ring? Let's be honest now. If that were going on back then, more players have ring. If Charles Barkley went or whatever, I'm gonna go ahead. Bulls, they doing their thing. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Bulls.
But the
I can
thing
help them guys out. I know they can help me.
you don't
So Charles
join
Barkley have a ring.
sound crazy though, because we know
Wait a
growing
minute.
up it wasn't like that. Everybody
At
was
all.
dogs
I'm
went
just saying.
against each other. Like it
The way how he brought it up.
Hold on. Let's go back to the Bad Boys Pistons. They end up winning once they went and got outside pieces. They ended up trading for a dude from Denver, Adrian Dantley. They ended up
Rodman
bringing
went there. We know. Yeah.
Rodman. Like
That
these
still
people,
wasn't a super
they
team.
built a team. They built a team, though. I'm just saying, it's free agency. It's just, at the end of the day, this shit business. This is a fucking business. Y'all think we playing 2K or something, but, yeah, you build a team, bro.
Right, you right about that, boss man. You right about that. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. We already know that it was a different mentality in players. It's just not. They had to build.
Niggas want more slave money.
But we had to build. They had to build what we
No,
see
ain't
today.
nobody saying this against the law or nothing like that.
Yeah,
It's
they
just,
had
you know,
to
like I
build what we
said,
see today.
Like I
What we see
just-
today, they had
like-
to build it.
like I just said,
And a lot
more
of
people
those teams
just
back then,
more people had
and a lot of
honor
those
with the
teams
team
back
that they
then,
would who they were battling with. That's just what it was.
and back in those days, those cap space wasn't like how it is now. So it's
That's
not
what
like
I'm
you.
saying. They had to build what you see today.
Yeah, you kind of had to deal with the team that you was on.
Yeah.
It's not like you could have like three super star players on one team. They barely had enough to pay the other two players. Why you think Michael Jordan had a whole bunch of God damn. You on the highway? No, that's why Michael Jordan had to do a pay cut a few times.
Yeah, you lost us there.
But the original argument though is, does Steph Curry get the props over these other players because he didn't have to go to other teams? That was the thing. And then LeBron's legacy in that video, he brought up more of LeBron's legacy, but he used the video that had Harden, which like we were saying off the show, that probably should have had Kawhi in that spot, and then KD was in the other spot, and I forgot who else was in the other spot in that video.
But my bad, no. But let's not forget, man. The whole argument was before we got onto this call was if KD compared to Scottie, Jordan and Kobe and LeBron and whoever else y'all had said. So the video was just a segue to get us to talking about it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't about building super teams and all that.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I'm biased. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta see it up front.
So who all y'all got?
So that's why I say I'm biased when it comes to Kobe Bryant. So to me, I'm Kobe Bryant to the heart. So I ain't gonna say Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. I'm just gonna say they equal. That's me. Most people gonna say Michael Jordan better than Kobe due to the fact that Kobe had to critique Michael Jordan game by stealing his moves and trying to perfect him his own way. But the fact of the matter is, I'm Kobe Bryant biased, so I ain't gonna say Michael Jordan better than Kobe. I'm just gonna say they equal. For Scottie Pippen and Kevin Durant,
that's not even an answer. That's even a debate, really, in my opinion. But
that's tricky. The Kevin Durant and Scottie Pippen is tricky because you actually got to go down from stat to stat with those guys because statistically, only thing Kevin Durant is better than Scottie Pippen is scoring.
Is he though?
Yeah, he better than them in scoring.
Oh yeah.
For this time, but so let me ask y'all this then.
Pippen wasn't brought in to be a scorer. You know what I'm saying? KD, which you seen coming out of Texas, was a scorer in the college and stuff. So even by him coming to the league, that was his main objective is to score the ball. They want to make him score. Whereas in Scottie, he played both sides of the court. You know what I'm saying? So overall, I would give it to Pippen. You know what I'm saying? Because Pippen can slash and do everything else that KD probably can't do. And he moves better on the defensive end, more agile and more aggressive. The mindset is even better than KD. KD just a better scorer. But I take Pippen all day. As far as Magic and LeBron, they're pretty much the same to me, but I'll probably go with LeBron better. But LeBron got better vertical jump and things like that, though. You know what I mean? I think you can go either way with Magic and Bron, though, because Magic can do a little bit too. But as far as Kobe and Mike, of course I'm gonna go with Mike, man, because that's the originator. You know what I'm saying? And he was a better scorer than Kobe, though. You know what I mean? Pure scorer.
I gotta disagree with that. I gotta disagree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, even when all the accolades Mike got coming from college and stuff, the scoring, the hard work. Kobe can match the hard work and things, but Kobe had to work even more coming into the NBA, being as 18 and things. But Mike came in the game 25, 30 the next year, scoring titles and stuff that. So I'm definitely giving it to Mike.
He had a long run in the 80s where he wasn't winning shit. But quality, OKC ain't finna do no 3-peat, bro. I'm sorry.
Not with San Antonio sitting right there.
Yeah, that shit.
San Antonio might win that motherfucker this year. But back to the legacy debate. When we start talking legacy, of course, you know what I'm saying? First off, can we appreciate these guys? Because I don't even think, first off, we always try to put this person against this person. But man, after these dudes is gone, it's a whole nother. We talked about who are the next, generation of guys. Y'all mentioned Ant-Man and
Ant-Man, Shea, You got Ant-Man. You got Shay.
Yeah, man, nobody want to watch Shea, man. And I just heard
it's boring as hell watching OKC game, bro. I'm sorry.
I just saw quality TV say something about Shea being, playing just like Kobe. No, the fuck he don't. Kobe was trying to make the shot and get fouled. Shea is just trying to get fouled. Like,
no, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna.
I'm exaggerating, but I don't.
Yeah, I promise you, I'm gonna disagree with that.
30 times a night.
I'm gonna disagree with that. Shay tried to put that ball in the globe. I'm gonna disagree with that. Shay do his all to put that ball in the globe. So I'm gonna disagree with that. Shay, he'll twist and turn his body in the air, whatever it takes to get that ball in the hole. He definitely gonna try to put the ball in the hole. And it just come with him doing so much that he gets fouled. But nah, I'm gonna disagree with them. He don't. They say he fouled bait, but I don't really believe that, man. It's just he more crafty. He shifted like D Wade. He's smooth, and they just can't keep.
He a great player.
They just cannot keep up with him. They couldn't keep up with him.
Let's not change it. Yeah, exactly. That was my point. But let's not change this. The debate was the legacy of these guys, these older guys. LeBron showed up yesterday. Really didn't have to do too much. KD didn't play the first game of the playoff. Stepped out first game of the play-in. Second game of the play-in. Like, they are different points in their career, of course. But these guys are kind of phasing out. You was supposed to be phasing out. Right or wrong?
But let's ask this question then, because everybody talking about KD with the scoring. I get it. He's a better scorer than Scottie. But if you put KD in that time, because now, man, motherfuckers ain't playing defense this day and age.
I would have beat the hell out of KD little ass. He would have been crying.
So then, does that debate go? Is he still better than or right there with Scottie?
Well, okay. If that's the case, then you can argue that with LeBron James, because that was a thing at first. That was a thing at one point in time where, because guys used to move out of the way and let LeBron James dunk the ball. But back then, they weren't moving out of the way. They were being wild and pushing you out of the air before. So
LeBron played in their generation. LeBron played against man wild.
I think LeBron. I don't think his career would have been as long as it has been, but I honestly think he could have. I think he could have played with them boys. He got the size. He definitely had the motherfucking speed. So I think he could have played. He just wouldn't have had. He wouldn't been in that motherfucking no 20+ years.
Man, quality TV on one in the comments. He
said, because ain't no fucking way.
He said KD would have had 10 rings during that time. That's tough, bro.
I don't know about 10, but he would have had quite a few. I don't know about 10, but he would have had quite a few.
He only just got 2 in this era. Exactly. And he had to team. Come on, quality TV. He had to team up with it.
But it's a lot of better teams now. It's a lot of better teams now.
Man, hell no. In the 90s, you had Batman and Robin back in the 90s. This day and age, you probably can't even hardly name some players from other teams.
Yeah, you said back then they had Batman and Robin. Now they be on one team had Batman, Robin, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Superman. You got about
hell nah.
That's true.
Shit, you got about 4. Every team had like 4 all-star players.
The skill level did go up, yes.
Hell nah.
Back then, they would have been able to really be physical with KD.
The physicality went down.
Yeah.
But Kevin Durant could get his shot off anytime.
The defense can went down.
Skill level.
And he probably would adjust to it. And he probably would adjust to it. And he probably would adjust his game to that.
He would have had to get way stronger, bro. He couldn't play this thin. He couldn't play this his whole career.
He would not have survived.
He had to put some muscle.
Well, why couldn't he adjust when he was with OKC to beat Golden State? He was the man of that series. He supposed to have been adjusted to beat Golden State, other than joining them. If you know what I'm saying, the mentality. So I don't see 10
Yeah, that was
rings.
the only lame shit that he did was joining the team that beat him. But it was stuff going around on that team that he wasn't cool with him and Westbrook and stuff. But that was lame for him to go to Golden State.
But every team have fallouts. Every team got stuff going on inside there.
He could have went anywhere, but he went to a team that beat him. and that's gonna always tarnish his legacy.
No, that's what tarnishes his legacy off the rip.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
You can be mad at LeBron. LeBron didn't just.
I don't think that tarnishes his legacy though.
Oh yeah, yes it does. Far. How you gonna play? How you gonna be up 3-1 in a series and they come back and win, and then like 3 months later you wanted to trade there to a team that literally beat you like 3 months ago? That's horrible. I don't think that ever been done before. Not that I know of.
Tarnish his legacy with that, definitely.
I went down the boat.
Oh shit.
Hold on, Chuck. Your mic messing up, Chuck.
Your mic is going out, so.
Yeah,
but
I don't see KD like that though. I mean, he's nice for sure, but nah. Like I said, if his mentality was right, you supposed to go against the people that beat you and stuff like that. And then like even with the thing y'all had in the video about with LeBron switching teams. I mean, like the guy said, he done won 60 games 2 years in a row with the squad that he have.
But he didn't go to the matches that beat him though.
He sure didn't go to the team that beat him.
I mean, but you see him over two prime.
The matches beat him that year. He didn't go there.
But you, like you said, you have a Batman, Robin, and Spider-Man, which LeBron had ended up creating. Like y'all said, he was the first one to do this. So him and all them guys.
There you go. He wasn't the first one. He wasn't the first one. That Boston Celtics, man. Y'all keep on saying that the Boston Celtics was done, but they was
okay.
They played like 10 more years after that.
Kevin Garnett was. Okay, Kevin Garnett was probably in 10 years or more already.
The big three, literally.
But the age was still young.
Kevin Garnett was already.
Their age was still young. They were all a year apart from each other.
The big three. They all was on a max deal.
They weren't in their 20s, dog. They weren't in their 20s.
Yes, they were. No. One of them.
They weren't in their 20s.
Paul Pierce was still in his 20s.
Kevin Garnett went in his 20s.
No, it was 31, 30, 29.
I mean, come on, DJ. 29, really?
29.
26.
Man, I think Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think Giannis Antetokounmpo is 29.
That's prime years, bro.
I don't know. We'll have to check that out, though.
Yeah, you in your prime. You at the end of your prime, but that's still your prime. I don't even think Giannis Antetokounmpo even 30 yet. He might be younger than 29. So what are we talking about? It ain't no different.
No, okay, 20. Okay, but we talking about 27, 26, 27. D-Wade, LeBron, and Bosh. That's the prime. That's in the middle of your prime, or even the peak at your prime. You know what I'm saying? And even the success that he had, Kevin Garnett didn't have the success that LeBron had in Minnesota of taking his teams to the 66 and something win, or even the player, or even the finals, before say, right?
What does that matter?
Okay, he didn't accomplish more than Kevin Garnett. You know what I'm saying? By him being with the Cavs, and y'all saying that the Boston was the first team. Okay, yeah, they had notable players. They had notable players, notable superstars on their team, but I still think that they was like at the end of their peak. Whereas LeBron came in right there in the middle of their peak together. And still underachieved. They underachieved with just 2 rings.
A lot. By a whole lot. Not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. That shit didn't age well.
Keep counting. Keep counting, Pop Tucker. He counted more.
I want to go back to the Kevin Durant and Scott Pippen thing. I'm just off the record. Why wouldn't we compare Kawhi Leonard career with Scottie Pippen? That's more accurate. They both sides of the ball type player.
You right, how that came up was we was doing the top 10. Kendrick Perkins had called out the fact that Kevin Durant might not, he borderline top 10. And we was trying to see the player that was better than Kevin Durant, and Scottie Pippen name came up. So that's how that came up. But yeah, you're right. Scottie Pippen and Kawhi Leonard are more closely aligned with their game.
Then you can do Julius Erving and Kevin Durant. That's more compatible. Julius Erving was a dominant scorer for the 76ers.
But I don't think when in our generation when we talk about a top 10, we don't put Julius Erving nowhere in there. So we were comparing it against.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't compare them to. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't compare Julius Erving and KD and things. You know what I'm saying? But even if I had to choose between Kawhi and Scottie Pippen, I'm going with Pippen all day.
Yeah, me too. But that's what we were giving props to Pippen actually, because we were saying who would KD be better than, and in the legacy debate, shit, Pippen got 6 rings. So of course, and he was like the second best player on all those teams. KD got 2 rings. He was the second best player on 2 of them.
No. I won't say no.
So that leads to the debate between Curry and Durant then.
No. Kevin Durant was better than Steph Curry. No, I want. That was Steph Curry's team because he was originated and drafted there. But no, when Kevin Durant came to that team, Kevin Durant was #1 option. That's why Steph gave the ball up to Kevin Durant both times for game-winning shot. And he shot him over. One time he shot it over LeBron. The other time LeBron moved out of the way and he shot it over J.R. Camille. No. Kevin Durant was definitely.
So who was better, Curry or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant. That's why they went.
Curry or Scottie Pippen.
Curry or Scottie Pippen, man.
Curry or Scottie. As an overall player, I'm going with Pip. I'm going with Pip.
Because when you say best player, you still got to look at all aspects. Who would you build a team around? I would build a team around Scottie Pippen before I do Steph Curry, man. Steph Curry, Steph Curry need a lot of access or
Kevin Durant
to help his game. Scottie Pippen was both sides of the player or both ends of the court type of player. You can build off that.
So Stephen Curry. So Kevin Durant better than Stephen Curry, but Scottie Pippen better than.
And I'm gonna say this:
Kevin Durant.
I don't think, truthfully, honestly, this ain't no discredit to Steph Curry, but without Draymond Green, I don't think Steph Curry's career would be what it is right now.
You can say the same thing about Tony Parker. You can say the same thing.
You missing a key factor. You missing a key factor. Stephen Curry wouldn't be Stephen Curry without Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was damn near just as big as Stephen Curry on that team.
Some people gonna say LeBron never be LeBron if not for D Wade.
No, I think Curry probably would have been the superstar that he is, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't really like taking away what they already done in history or what they could have or what they wouldn't have been if such and such hadn't been there. But, man, nah. Well, I can't see it, though. I mean, Curry probably would have just been broken the 3-point record or whatever. I don't know, though. But I ain't going to take away from who he had and stuff like that.
A lot of Steph Curry shot is accessible because of Draymond Green is on the court.
I don't know, though. I mean, I think he can just run out in the pick and score.
You the first person I heard give Draymond props for Steph Curry career. It usually go the other way around. They said Draymond wouldn't have been shit without Steph.
Yeah, that because people just look at who's scoring the ball. Basketball is not about the person who's scoring the ball. Basketball is actually about who is helping the helper. Draymond is helping the helper. Draymond helped Klay get his shot off. Draymond helped Steph get his shot off.
He did his part, though. Draymond did his part, but I'm like Rod. I don't believe Draymond be nothing without Steph. I think you can find guys to put in for pick and rolls and set screens and rebound and, you know what I'm saying, to get Steph open in that aspect.
So. I don't think so because the way those guys sink in each other, I don't think so. I truly don't think so. And that's just me being on. I don't think so.
Let's look at other big men who are passers. Could you put Sabonis, the son, used to be with Sacramento? Can you put him with that same offense? Take Draymond out and put him in there. Would they have done the same thing?
I just don't think so. That's true. And I like Sabonis a lot, but Draymond dedicated his game to Steph and Clay game. And I don't think nobody else would have sacrificed their career to make sure somebody else's career was above theirs like that. I don't think so. Because I looked at Draymond highlights in college. Draymond can get a bucket. Draymond used to get a bucket. Draymond sacrificed his career in the NBA to make sure Steph and Clay career is what it is right now.
Ooh, that's a debate. That's debatable. That's debatable.
And I don't think another player would do that. I truly don't believe that. But that's a hard thing to ask of a person.
But I'm with you when you say a lot of people just looking at basketball to see who's scoring the ball. And that's the determining factor of who's better than who. It's just that's surface level.
Yeah, that's
surface level thinking.
I promise you it is. I promise you it is. And I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I hate it with a passion. Matt Johnson was the best scorer. We all know that. But Matt Johnson was excellent at everything. He wasn't the best scorer. He wasn't no pure scorer. He was just excellent at everything. That what made him unique over all the point guards. He was excellent at everything. Steph is excellent at shooting the ball. Magic Johnson was excellent at everything.
Yeah.
Magic was not excellent at everything. No.
Everything else other than shooting, he's saying. I get what he's saying.
Okay. Okay.
I literally just said Magic wasn't no pure scorer. I just said I started off with it. But he was excellent at everything. So that correlated his game to be perfect with everything.
So we just talking about how, basketball ain't just scoring the basketball.
Yeah, it's not just scoring the basketball.
And this is no disrespect. And I said that when he was in the league. Everybody loved this guy. Carmelo Anthony. He's a great scorer.
That's all he was.
He gonna win as your number one scorer. Now, if he would have went to Detroit, we might be having a whole different conversation.
But if had Melo got drafted to Detroit, I don't think his career would have went the way it went. Melo, in Detroit, Melo would have a better chance because Melo wouldn't have been the first option in Detroit because their team was already
set. To play defense off the rip.
Thank you. They would have molded Melo to what they wanted Melo to be. They wouldn't have took it scoring away from him. They wouldn't have took it scoring away from him. But his scoring would have, I feel like his scoring would have been more efficient because they would have gave him the right shots. In Denver, Melo just took the shots because he was the man. He took the shots. With the Pistons, Chauncey Billups, they would have gave him the right shots to take instead of him just taking the shot that he wanted to take all the time. No, Melo take 4 shots. Melo took rush shot. Melo took game-winning shot. Melo took last-minute second shot. Melo took all the shots. I'm just gonna shoot the ball, and that wouldn't win. That wouldn't win like that on Detroit Pistons.
For real though, I agree.
That wouldn't win like that.
And they probably would have adjusted his game and made him. Melo probably would have been Melo. What we see. They probably would have turned his ass to like a Patrick Beverly. You never know.
No, I ain't gonna say that. I'm just
saying some players.
I ain't gonna say that.
Some players, their whole career, they've been like a scoring killing machine, and when they come to the league, they got to adjust their whole game. You wouldn't even believe that there was a killing machine.
Yeah, but Carmelo just coming off of his 1 year in college as a champion, and he was the primary scorer. They weren't gonna.
But you also got to remember who that Detroit Pistons coach was and how old-fashioned he was, too.
Yeah, Larry Brown. But they would have had to... He would have been the future of Detroit then.
That's
They had
why.
scores at that time. Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey Billups.
Yeah,
He been
that's
looking
why I
at coming
said.
in here like a rookie.
They would have been setting up down the line.
But
That's why I just
DJ,
said they would have worked Melo
yeah,
game into the. They would have
exactly.
worked Melo game into the offense. They would have worked Melo game into where it didn't need to be. But Melo going to Denver and Melo being the man off top, just
Yeah,
off TV.
he had a green light.
Thank you. Okay, that's the same thing I just told somebody the
Yeah.
other day about Cooper Flag. That's why I feel like Canu rookie year is better than Cooper Flag, because Cooper Flag just got the green light because Kyrie Irving was hurt and Anthony Davis was not on the court. Had them boys been on the court, Cooper Flag would have not been taking no 20-some shot as a rookie.
Oh,
man.
but you can't take that from him though. That's woulda, coulda, shoulda. You can't take that from him because his numbers is.
I ain't trying to take them from him. We
I
just
put
being
it like
honest.
this. I say whoever the top 5 draft picks are, they ain't picking these boys to be Patrick Beverly. They looking for them to produce on the floor of scoring the ball.
That day is kind of over.
Canu would not be taking 20+ shots had Kyrie and Anthony Davis been on the court though. He had been the third option on that team, just like Canu is on Charlotte Hornets, due to the fact that Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball. He have been feeling. They have been filling him in the same way Canu gang is getting filled in on Charlotte Hornets.
I agree to some degree, you know what I'm saying? He would have to do other things. He wouldn't just be like the primary scorer, ball in hand, So, yeah, I agree with that to some degree. Because Canu will still be shooting that ball.
I
agree.
So that's what I'm saying. So even though
he's like kind of like a spot up, get to the screen type shooter.
Yeah, but
Cooper Flag, he's like a on ball. He's like, he need the ball in the hand. He could create.
Canu work off the ball and he work with the ball. Canu actually cut. He get rebound. He do all that.
Both of them do though. Actually, both of them do.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that he doing that as a third option though. He doing that as a third option.
You're right, Chuck. I'm with you.
He doing that as the third option on the team. Cooper Flag is only doing this because he's the primary scorer for that team right now. Had Kyrie and AD, we can't say that Cooper Flag will be averaging 20 because they wanna compare Cooper Flag rookie year to LeBron James rookie year. Only why LeBron James year was like here, y'all know why. He came in the game, had the green light, automatic. Canu walked into a way better situation than what LeBron James walked into. Had AD and Kyrie been on the court this year, he walked into a way better situation than what LeBron James did. So for them to say his rookie year is better than LeBron James, I can't agree with that. I just can't agree with that. I can't agree with that.
LeBron and Melo rookie year was real similar. You remember they were talking about they should have had a co-rookie of the year that year.
I think so. I think they should have too. Yeah, I think they should have.
Yeah, me too. I think they should have split it.
They did it with Jason Kidd and Grant Hill.
Yep. And with Steve Francis and Elton Brand.
But yeah, we got a list. We got a list that ended up leaking of the NBA award voters leaking their votes, and this is a running tally supposed to be for the different categories: MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, and Coach of the Year. Y'all see any discrepancies on your screen?
I mean, I guess about the MVP. If Luka wasn't there, I think he should have been in the conversation too.
Who that? What'd you say, DJ?
No, I said the MVP right here with Shea and the Joker. I said I guess that's that's cool. But if Luka wasn't hurt, I think he should have been in that conversation also.
And Luka and Jaylen Brown should be in that conversation.
Oh, and do you know Luca had to petition the NBA to even be considered for the NBA award? They had to have a special ruling, and he ended up putting out a long statement thanking the Players Association for representing him and thanking the NBA for being fair in the decision and this and that for him to be able to be considered for the NBA awards.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, man. Let's just be completely honest, man. I truly think the MVP going to Giannis or Shea solely because Shea got the most.
Giannis.
I mean, not Giannis. Excuse me, not Giannis or Jokic. Excuse me.
Okay.
Jokic or Giannis. Cause Shea had, excuse me, Jokic or Shea. Shea got the most clutch shots this year, but Jokic, he averaged a triple double again.
Averaging the triple double.
Yeah, he averaged a triple double as a center.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's just impressive. But
hell yeah.
But that is his stats though, bro. That is just how he living.
Yeah, that's normal.
That is
but
truly
it's just
his
crazy
stats,
for a
bro.
center. It's just crazy for a center to do that. Yeah.
Jokic is unreal.
Yeah, he's like a fucking creative player on a video game.
He's a 0.5.
So
I never seen a center like
who's
that.
the coaches of the year candidate?
Now, I ain't gonna sit up and say he's the greatest center of all time, but I'm just saying I never seen a center like this.
Okay, that's Joe Mazzulla, Boston coach, and then you got Mitch Johnson, San Antonio Spurs coach, coming off the what would you say, the line of Greg Popovich. You know, he was assistant for a few years, but young coach, and they got something going in San Antonio right now. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they got something going, but I think
so. I'm guessing all y'all, who are y'all choosing?
Come on, man. You know I'm going with Joe. You know I'm going for the home team. You know I'm going with Joe.
I'm gonna say Mitch Johnson, man. He got Wemby. He managing Wemby throughout the season because Wemby play and sometimes he don't. You don't want him to get hurt. You know he big, so you wanna. And they doing a good job without Wemby, so I'm going with Mitch Johnson, San Antonio Spurs. Man.
I mean, out of these two coaches, the San Antonio Spurs coach, but the one that's not on here is that Detroit Pistons head coach. He took in that team, and they the number one seed.
Yeah, true.
Would you have saw Detroit Pistons a few years ago being this good?
I'm with you with that, DJ, because that's what I was thinking too. Like, why they don't have him up here, especially over the Boston coach. I don't know. I might have to go with the San Antonio guy myself, though. You know what I mean? He do got some boys playing well. You know what I mean? And it seems like they got some good chemistry going on over there. I got them going to the second round, but I got them exiting the second round through to Denver. I think Denver gonna put them out.
Play Denver in the second round. That's gonna be a big matchup right there, boy. That damn near might be. Hey, we need to be watching the West right now. That series right there, Denver against San Antonio in the second round, if it do happen, that's going to determine who's going to go against OKC, and that's determining the championship to me. Nobody has to keep going on.
Y'all already know that gonna happen, man. Let be realistic with that, man. The Spurs are not finna lose, and I hate to say it. To be honest, I hate this study happening to Anthony Edwards, but they not finna beat Denver.
Yeah, and it was hurt. They ain't about to do nothing. They got him. He was real smiley after the game, though. They like Emil was smiling after the loss.
Man.
I mean, he shouldn't be walking around sad.
Man, like I said, I really hate this. I really hate the way they're going for Ant-Man right now, man. To be honest, I really do. The Ant-Man, one hell of a talent. He is. And I hate. And Julius Randle is showing up for Ant-Man. It's just, bro, they just don't got enough. They just truly don't got enough yet. They gonna have to trade some more. They gonna have to get some more pieces. They truly don't got enough yet, bro. They just truly don't got enough yet. But the league, the NBA is so loaded. Man, it's hard, man.
Facts. Hey, y'all like, share, and subscribe to the TGC podcast. Until next time.